How do you guys feel about that? The fact that we're here talking about this, and as he said that, sometimes media makes a big deal out of it. Is it still a big deal worth talking about?
I think it's great. I know all of us, I'm sure, act as mentors to many young, in my case, being in banking, young executives, and helping them, guide them, coach them through the ranks of an organization. It doesn't matter if it's a large or small organization. But I think you're onto something. I can tell you the Florida Bankers last year, and Katie was there as well, last year had a Women in Banking, but it's really for the executives on how to maneuver through, the organization, through your career, the questions you ask yourself. So I think more and more people are realizing exactly what you're realizing is let's highlight some women for others to follow.
I think it would have been more relevant 20 or 30 years ago, quite honestly. It's funny because I'm presented with this kind of situation a lot where bankers in particular seem to want to be forming these women's groups. And I always look at them and I'm like, what? Is this based on performance? Whether I'm purple or blue or black or white or female or male, it doesn't matter because my shareholders are concerned about performance and that's it.
It's never been in my way. It's just never been a part of my life. I was raised with older brothers and I was one of them. And I have lived in that world all my life. I was a mayor. All my city council were men. I worked with them. I mean, it was never, it's just never gotten in my way. In our industry, we've got as many women selling real estate as we do men. Probably more, actually. And they're very successful at it. And like you, when you sit there and you watch them, you work with them, and you help them grow, that's the reward, and that's what it's all about. But it's never about a gender. It's never.
It almost provides a disservice for women.
Yeah.
When you start to segment them out and say, let's prop up women, let's, to make them shine, let's show how bright they are. It's almost condescending in a small way. I understand why they do it, and it's politically correct, and it makes a lot of sense for them on the corporate level, but it just doesn't appeal to me or does anything for me personally.
I think the popularity of Sheryl Sandbergs' book is evidence that there are a lot of women still striving to reach the level that some of the women in this room have reached. That book hit a chord with so many people, and professional men that I interact with on a daily basis, either in my personal life or professional life, that I have never believed to be discriminatory and have never done anything to put women or me down, said to me that they were stunned. They realized then that they did have these built-in prejudices, even though they didn't want to, right? They wanted their daughters to be well. They wanted the professional women that worked for and with them, or that they worked for, they wanted them to be successful. But yet there were these underlying prejudices that they had.
I wonder if it was generational, do you think?
It's interesting.
I think it's a baby boomer and up sort of phenomenon that...
Maybe. The two people I'm thinking of right now are 45 and 75. And the 75-year-old is my best mentor, my father. And he, who has done nothing but, propel me in my career, said, and other women that some of these people in the room know, and he even said, there are things that she said I hadn't really thought about. I didn't think about all the individual challenges that you face every single day and the decisions that you have to make on an hourly basis to balance some of the things and continue to advance professionally while still having a fulfilling and rewarding personal life.